Yo, good evening, everybody. It's the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little evening chat show for you. We're here to discuss the current situation with the managerial position at Manchester United, Erik Ten Hag, potential replacements, the latest goings-on at Manchester United. Will he stay? Will he go? Will he be sacked off by this time, by this date, whatever? We're going to get into it all tonight, guys. Gash topic, but, you know, it's on the back of another poor result for us. So we're going to dissect and get into all the latest information, fallout, you know, stuff like that. Thanks for being here live, everybody. I hope you're all having a great day. Happy Thursday night. Do us a favour at the start of the stream. Smash that like button on it. Give us a big thumbs up at the start of this one. Share us around on social media if you want as well. That's always much appreciated. The link's pinned at the top of the chat. If you want to give us a little repost on x.com, you know it makes sense. Oh, yes. And also, if you're new, subscribe, get involved in the chat, have your say throughout the show. We, of course, do get involved in the live chat throughout the show and see what you legends are saying, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end also. Oh, you know it makes sense. Let's see who's in here actually tonight. Big up everybody in the chat. What's going on? Simon Warner, PJ, Ria, let's go lads, Sanjay, Simon Warner, Rajat, Aaron, what's going on? Yes guys, Paul Warburton, good to see you. Andy Corkin Hansen getting in here raw lad. Colin, Simon, Twisted Fate, Marcus, Just Troubles, J.U. Sun, yes Jay, Juggalo, Mark Coughlin, Luke CX Udon, a little bit indeed lad, yes, a little bit indeed, thanks for asking. You Speak Whale, what's going on dude? Vinyl, hello, Minoda, let's be having you. Colin, Madhouse, Just Troubles, Christine Duffy, Gungshi's getting in here raw lad, how you doing? Let's go, Larry Hasser, Mark Coughlin, Simon, Paul, everybody. Thanks for joining. As I say, hit the likes. It helps the show out. And make sure you do get involved throughout. Okay, so, look, guys, we were pretty shite again, weren't we? Let's just say it how it is. You know, there's a big gulf in quality between the two teams on paper, but it wasn't to be a gulf in class on the pitch. Doesn't that tell you something's wrong? You know, okay, it's not just one game either. This is accumulation over a long period of time of absolute guff performances. Particularly, you know, we've seen struggles in Europe under Erik Ten Hag's Manchester United. I mean, if we actually have a little look at some of the statistics here, going back a little bit into last season as well, obviously. Manchester United won just one of their last 9 games in Europe. 5 defeats, 3 draws and 1 win versus Copenhagen at home under Erik Ten Hag. I mean, that's piss poor, guys. Come on, that's Dutch Kojak worthy. That is absolutely Guffarama, guys. You can't really get away from it, can you? That's some shite European performance going on right there. And not being able to beat a team like Twente at home like that, it's just another bitter blow to this current situation. We've already spent a shitload of cash under this manager. He's promised quite a lot. He hasn't really delivered. And now we're sort of on the verge of, well, if we don't make a decision soon, we could be having another absolute shitter of a season. I mean, if we maybe make a change sooner rather than later, I suppose there's still a chance that we could save something for this season, try and maybe salvage something. But I don't really have the faith in Erik Ten Hag anymore, guys, just in terms of getting this team to play decent football. It doesn't matter who we play up against there. It just seems that we struggle. We don't have the ideas, the energy, the focus required. You know, I don't think he's necessarily doing a great job in terms of just coaching the team tactically, etc. Because we can't create enough. We are not defensively sound enough. And certainly, you know, we should be scoring a heck of a lot more goals when you look at some of the talents we have in this side. So, it's gash, guys. It's absolutely gash. I mean, I partly thought I was going to wake up today and see that the news had been announced that he's been let go. But again, that's not to be the case. He's still here. I mean, I don't know what it's really going to take in order for Erik Ten Hag to be sacked off from this football club. Perhaps it would be after a run of the next few games, which could be a poor run and maybe get sacked off then. I mean, we've got 3 horrendous games coming up, guys. We've got, obviously, Spurs, Aston Villa, Porto. I mean, I don't really feel like we're going to do well in those games, guys. Right, let me ask you the question then. So those are the next few games. Do you think Erik Ten Hag will still be here, let's say, in November? Right, so let's say in November. Will he still be here in November, guys? Yes or no? Because he's going to have to basically win all those games. And those are some tough teams to be playing against right now. Villa are a very good side. Spurs, go for it. They're an attacking side. I think they're going to really cause us a lot of trouble. But then saying that, maybe it'll play into our hands a little bit more so. We seem to really struggle when we have to break anybody down, or we're the team with the emphasis to attack. So maybe if Spurs come at us, it might actually help us. But I just don't have any faith, guys, that we're going to win those games. And, maybe he will still be here. But I don't think he's got that much time, guys. I just don't think he's got that much time. So, especially if we don't do well in those games. If he actually wins those games, I suppose it's quite possible that we go on a run and he turns it around. But that's what it's going to have to take. It's going to have to take like a real good set of performances in these few fixtures coming up to convince anybody that he's the right man for the job. Because if he just gets 1 point out of those two Prem games, that's like 8 out of a possible 21. That's absolutely shite, lad. It's currently on 7 points out of 15 in the league, won 1 in 9 in Europe. I mean, come on. Something's not right. Something's not right with what's going on, especially with the amount spent and the squad that he's got and everything. He's had chance to shape the side exactly how he wanted to. It's just an absolute shitter. Thank you, viewed very much for getting in here with a super sticker there, lad. I appreciate that. How you getting on? Cheers for that, dude. Big love. Zamiasi says, if Ollie joins, where will Ten Hag go, Piggy? Well, I think Ten Hag's destined to end up back at Ajax, to be fair. Oh, Ajax friends! He was very happy there, wasn't he? Doing very good things there. About his level, to be fair, over in the Eredivisie, with the best side in the league. To bully everyone. It makes sense, but at United he doesn't seem to be able to find the methods, find the special formula to make it work. He hasn't been able to do it. Yeah, it's been piss poor, hasn't it? It's been pretty unacceptable, lads, to be fair, yeah. You can't see him getting rid of him that soon? Previously, at the start of this season, I've said I think he'll get until like Christmas, and if he's not in the top 4 or 5 positions in the league, then he might well be allowed to be getting sacked off, depending on how we're looking as a team and how we're doing. But he started the season even worse than I thought we were going to start the season. And so now I'm thinking that he will be getting sacked off a little bit sooner, but you never know. Obviously, if he does well next few games, as I say, that is going to just prolong the agony for a much longer period of time. And maybe, just maybe, I suppose he could turn the corner and turn it around, but very unlikely from what I've seen. But yeah, who knows? I just got to that point now where I think that this season could potentially be absolutely ruined if we just let him continue as is and doing the job as is that he's currently been doing, because it's gash. And now would be a perfect time maybe to just make a sort of change to try and change the direction we're going in. But there you go. Oh, me too, John. It's absolutely gash. Welcome in here, though, my friend. Luke CX, thank you so much, very much indeed there, Luke, for the 6-month membership comment. I love that. Thank you very much indeed, dude. He says, hi, Pig. Treating this side like a Fergie championship winning team is creating too much pressure. Players crumble. Time for a reset of expectations. Luke, thank you so much for your 6-month member comment. I say, of course, our expectations have to be less than when we were under Fergie, right? I don't think anybody's expecting us to be challenging for titles, winning trophies, like major trophies like Champions Leagues and shit like that at the moment. For a start, we're not in the Champions League. We're a Europa League melt side right now. So I don't think we've got the same expectations as when Fergie was here, to be honest, because we've had 10 years of absolute guff and we've been beaten pillar to post over the years mentally, to be able to, to reassess our situation. The owners have screwed us, etc. We've had a poor run over the last decade. It's not been great, has it? We still won a few trophies and picked up a few things here. But nobody has the same ambitions as when we were under Fergie, lad. I mean, the pressure comes from, at Manchester United, it comes from the stature of the club, the reputation of the football club, that's all, the history, that's all going to make sense. That's all going to make a difference. But also, of course, it's in the now. And in the now, Man United have spent over £600 million just while our current manager's been there. So it doesn't matter who you are. If I was Norwich City and I spent 600 million quid in 2 years, I'd be expecting to fucking turn up in performance, my friends. You know what I mean? An upturn. Doesn't matter. If you're fucking Norwich City, if you're Kettering Town, you spend that sort of investment, you are hoping to see a much better progress for the future and things improving. So I just think, our expectations are as low as they ever have been as a fan base, I think. I mean, I'm expecting us to finish like, what, about 5th or 6th or somewhere around about there this season. That's about as low as my expectations have ever been as a United fan. So, it's one of those, mate. We just have to obviously hope that there can be some sort of a change at this football club and some sort of a positive direction we go in soon. Whether that is Erik Ten Hag maybe just miraculously turning it around or us actually making the decision to go get somebody else. Zane says, get Duke to manage United, can't do any worse. I mean, he probably couldn't do much worse, to be fair. I've got to be honest, I don't think he could do much worse. Let's get into, some of the other bits and bobs that have come out after the game, obviously. So, 1 win in 9 in Europe, that's crap. I saw this as well, which just made me feel a bit sick. I don't know really what currency this is in, whatever, JT, anybody know? But I just happened to see this on Twitter in terms of the difference of the values of the squad. As per Transfer Market, it has them listed in value, obviously. Obviously, the budgets of these two teams are just massively different. And somewhere, I don't know what that is, 57 JT, is that supposed to be £1 million? I don't know. Apparently, Bruno's worth about as much as their whole team. And our team is literally over 10 times more valuable. It's just, obviously, we shouldn't be drawing with FC Twente and making a game of it at home when we've got a team that has a budget of like nearly 20 times what theirs is. Do you know what I mean? So, unacceptable, guys. Absolutely unacceptable result and performance, that one. It's a shitter. Ten Hag, speaking after the game, said that we're still a work in progress. We signed very young players like last year with Højlund, now Xerxes and Lenny Yoro. We believe in them. But also, I am impatient. I want to go straight forward, but we had success, and we have to work hard to bring more success. He also said, what's gone wrong for Man United so far? When asked about what's gone wrong for Man United so far, he said, we have to score more goals. I think he was basically channeling his inner Michael Owen at that stage of the conversation. But anyway, says we have to score more goals. That is the problem. The key area is to score more goals as a team. We have players across the team who have the ability to score. That is clear. Yeah, we certainly do have to start scoring more goals. I mean, I don't really buy that this whole, we're a work in progress and we've got to be patient. It's going to take years. Other teams can turn it around in quick time. Other teams can sign a few players and have a better upturn in form. Other managers can go into teams and turn them around without signing any players. So I don't really buy all that guff. Do your job, in the words of Roy Keane. Work with what you've got. Work with the players you've got. You've had 600 odd million to spend and shape the side, so fucking work with them and get them winning now. I don't want to be winning in 3 years. Okay, I want to be winning in 3 years as well, but we need to actually start playing some decent football and winning some more games now. As I say, we're not expecting to overnight turn into title challengers. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have to show progress. We just want to be showing progress. And so far under Erik Ten Hag, there was some progress, but no, it's just absolutely shat it off a cliff, guys. So, I'm not really feeling it, guys. I'm not really feeling old King Erik at the moment. I just called him King Erik, guys. That was absolutely blasphemous. I meant it ironically, but even so, that's proper blasphemous, that. There's only one King Erik, isn't there? Anyway, so let's also look at this guff again. I just want to remind you guys, £660 million spent. Here's all his signings. Half of them are shite. So maybe that's why we're crap. Maybe that's also why we're crap, because half of the players that we've actually brought into the team are shite. Did Andre Onana cover himself in glory and save that shot at the near stick? Fuck no, because he's bang average Mr. Flobberhand. And his positioning was guff. Not blaming him for the goal. Obviously, Eriksson shat it. Loads of players in the build-up absolutely shat that for that goal against FC Twente. But, maybe if we didn't sign Mount for 60 mil, maybe if we didn't sign Onana for 50 mil, maybe if we didn't sign Anthony Gastos for 80 mil or whatever it is, perhaps if we'd have used that better or signed other better players, we wouldn't also be shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we have spent the money, guys. We have spent the money. And if that money was well spent, we would surely be a much better outfit as well. But it's not all about that, obviously. It's about working with what you got. It's about the squad. It's about the manager getting the team to play good football and to coach them to play good football and tactically showing, progress and things like that, which I haven't been seeing at all. Let's just sort of talk about this for a second, guys, because obviously it's a bit of a. I don't think it's very realistic to discuss, but we'll get into it in a minute. What's this there? Samiassi Cameron is Canadian Duke, national treasure. Oh, he's got a James Cameron obsession, this guy. Samiassi, yeah, sure, nice one. Thank you for spending £1.99 to say that. You feel free to keep spouting as much James Cameron guff as you want, pal. You know what I mean? Anyway. Oh, Gavs, I mean, it was unexpected, I'll be honest. I thought, even though Man United are crap at the moment, really, I expected us to go and dispatch of Twente, in all fairness, you know. Thank you very much, Gungshi, that's very kind. Yeah, smash the like button for me. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't done. We've got over 200 legends in here. Let's try and get 200 likes on this stream tonight then. Cheers for that. Okay, guys, so, right, let's talk about the potential candidates that could actually take over from Ten Hag if he does get sacked off soon or at Christmas or in between or whatever. Like, if it's mid-season, like right now, for instance, I do think that we probably would just be just as well off if we just sacked him and gave the job to Ruud van Nistelrooy. I think we couldn't really do any worse. I mean, they say careful what you wish for, but I mean, Ruud doesn't have huge amounts of managerial experience, but he has some. But he has a lot of Manchester United experience. He has a lot of elite mentality experience. I know it doesn't always mean that great players make great managers. It's not the case. But sometimes they do. And I think Ruud van Nistelrooy having that experience with the club and that link to the past of when we were actually successful could be quite a positive thing to try and just stop the rot United and just change the mentality a little bit. You know, if you come in and you change the mentality miraculously overnight, you can see an upturn. Like when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over in an interim capacity, we won 10 games in a row. You can change things, just some fundamentals, some mentality, some approach things. You know, you're never going to be able to work miraculous tactical changes overnight when you first come as a coach, but you can change mentality and you can change performances if you're prepared to do so, if you're prepared to show a little bit of bottle and go for it and play proper attacking football. This is what I do not see, really, with Erik Ten Hag. We've got a lot of great players at our disposal, but don't really see us going for it. You know, that game against Crystal Palace away at Selhurst Park. We started the game brilliant. We attacked, and that was great to see for a bit. But then, as the game went on and the frustrations crept in, the heads seemed to drop, and I think that it looked to me like the last part of the game, we were just sitting back for 10 minutes to get a point away at Crystal Palace, and that's not the right mentality. And then the mentality against FC Twente was just off as well. We didn't create half as much as we probably should have done in terms of quality chances. Yeah, okay, towards the end of the game we were peppering them, but you know, were there any great quality chances in there? It was and it was like we only sort of started to turn it on once we conceded that goal and we had to play. I'd like to see us be approaching games more like we did for that Crystal Palace game at the start, but then obviously, you know, not just go into some other style when we've got a game at home against a much lesser opposition. We should be just absolutely trouncing the next opposition we play then. No, I don't get what Ten Hag's trying to do. I really don't understand. I don't see the continuity from week to week to week where his teams play and the way his teams play. It's shite, guys. Let's be honest. G-Wolf. Yeah, well, okay, let's talk about that then. So, G-Wolf says, I'd take Ollie back 100%, but I'm not going to happen. Yeah, so, like, as I say, Ruud van Nistelrooy waiting in the wings. I kind of think that that's kind of possibly what happened anyway with Ineos and their thinking in the summer. Let's bring in Ruud van Nistelrooy just in case Erik Ten Hag absolutely diarrheas the bed. And then we've got somebody else here who has got some manager experience of the link to the past there that can just slot in and be an interim to the end of the season. If he does well, we can give him the job. If not, then, you know, no harm, no foul. I think kind of that's what the thinking was in the summer. It was the thinking because they were trying to get Tuchel for Pete's sake, who didn't want us. And then they gave Ten Hag a new contract. So they brought somebody else in, I think, really just to take the position if Erik Ten Hag doesn't work out. That's my thinking anyway. Smash a one if you agree with that. I mean, who knows, really? But it seemed like a bit of a strange addition to the coaching staff, like a proper manager who's managed at PSV coming in to be an assistant at United. I mean, it does happen, but I was a little bit surprised about it. So I think Ruud was taking the job because he sort of knows that it could be a good pathway into a top club job management position there, and obviously likes United with the past. Thank you very much there, Luke CX, for your super chat. He says, how would you fix United long term? Sack is ST? Sack is ST? What does that mean? Yeah, so what I would do personally, you know, if it was up to me, which it isn't, I actually would not carry on going down the road with Erik Ten Hag. I just don't think it's the right thing to do. I've seen enough, really. Okay, maybe I'll turn out to be wrong, and maybe it'll be the next Fergie. I really don't believe that's going to happen, but maybe it will. Who knows? Don't have a crystal ball. But I would sack him. I would sack him today. And I would appoint somebody else temporarily until somebody who's like unquestionable becomes available, like one of the absolute top man. So I would give it to somebody like Ruud van Nistelrooy for right now, because he's right there and he could have a chance. And then also let's talk about this. So Solskjaer asked about the Manchester United job. He said this. These have come out today. These quotes have come out today. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen this, but he said, if your family needs you, you would, of course, want to help out. I would say yes any day of the week. It feels wrong to sit here talking about jobs that belong to other people, but of course, yes. I would say yes. And, I've got to be honest, guys. I would take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a fucking heartbeat over Erik Ten Hag right now, guys. I genuinely would. It's not like his style was amazing. We played quite a bit of counter stuff under Ollie, but it was better. It was better than this shit. And sometimes we did go for it. And I liked his style, and I just liked him as a guy. And I liked him as a manager. And he's had that legend of the past. It's not like he's some tinker man, tactician, super genius or anything. But it's Ole Gunnar. I always sort of felt like we were in decent hands with him until it got to the end, and obviously we had big expectations, and I think he probably got sacked off too soon in the end. The pressure was on him because we signed Sancho, Ronaldo and Varane, and it didn't work out at the start of the season. But we got to Europa League final and lost on pens a couple of months before that. What's Ten Hag been able to do in Europe for us? It's not like Ollie was bad. Ollie was actually decent for a significant period of time. He wasn't sensational, he wasn't amazing, but he was actually decent. So, I've got to be honest, guys, I'm not saying we go back. It's kind of like, I don't know, like going back and shagging your ex-girlfriend. Do you really want to do that? It can be fun, but doesn't it open up a can of worms and cause a whole bunch of problems potentially? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but my thinking is he's a better option than Erik. I'll tell you for why. The last time you saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually come into Manchester United as an interim manager, he instantly just changed the mentality overnight. He didn't have as good as a squad, if you ask me, as we do now actually either. And he just changed the mentality overnight. We went on a big run. He's getting Paul Pogba and Gashmags like this to play really, really good for 10 games, at least. we actually had a bit of momentum, a bit of belief about us, and there was a squad unity. So say what you want about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know he's not the greatest coach of all time ever. I know he only achieved things really successful in Norway with Molde and then got bloody Cardiff relegated and was decent at Manchester United. I think he did really well for a couple of years and then tailed off, and it just... But I've got to be honest, guys. Out of the two possibilities of just sticking with Ten Hag or giving it Ole Gunnar, I would 100%, not just saying it, I would 100% give it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I would 100% give it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to the end of the season. I would. Now, I really don't believe it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to reappoint Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But what a fairy tale story it would be in some ways. What a fairy tale story it really would be. Because there's a little bit of unfinished business at Manchester United with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if you ask me. Maybe we were a little bit too quick to sack him off, So that's all I'm saying, as an interim sort of capacity, But I know this is let's see what the live chat's saying about this, guys, anyway. Because I know most of you are going to say you're absolutely mad. But genuinely, I think he would do better than Ten Hag's doing right now with the team. Ollie the fuck back in, says Jonas. I like your style there. You don't think Ruud would do much better? Well, you never know. I don't think he could do much worse. Matthew Smith, thank you for the €2 super chat, says Ten Hag's not capable of turning things around. Maybe not. He's had plenty of time, plenty of resources, and we're not really seeing steps in improvements in the squad really at all, are we? No. Fair enough. Well, topical palm tree. You say that, but he was good for a couple of seasons, wasn't he? And then it didn't go well the start of the next season. Everybody threw their toys out the pram, myself included eventually, because, after signing Ronaldo and Varane and Sancho, and after finishing bloody second or whatever it was, we were expecting an increment, some progress. So we sacked him off, but we sacked him off pretty quick in the end, if you ask me. We did sack him off pretty quick in the end. It was down to a penalty kick where he didn't win the Europa. It was obviously Ten Hag's job was saved by him winning the FA Cup, and he stayed, but we just sacked Ollie off straight away. It wasn't... I just feel like he definitely was sacked off a little bit too soon, in hindsight. Yeah, Gungshi says, I love Ollie, the BFA pig. Not sure he could take this team to the next level, though. I don't know. I mean, this is what I'm not saying long term. I'm just saying as an interim until the end of the season or until there's somebody better available that comes available. And obviously, Ollie Gunner's not going to be getting the job, guys. This is it's a kind of a moot point. I really don't think it's going to happen. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy is very likely. If they sack Ten Hag, I think it's quite likely they just give the reins in an interim capacity to Ruud van Nistelrooy. But the point I'm just saying, my personal opinion is, anyway, I think it would be better for Man United if we did that. Because I don't see what sense it makes to just continue going down this path with Erik Ten Hag into an absolute sheet of shite mediocrity, lad. I don't see it. Gav's highlights, you're a freaking gastastic Chelsea fan, Gav, lad. Your team's a fucking absolute colossal joke, son. All right? Okay, stop it. You're just as gashed in a lot of ways, mate. All right? I haven't lost the plot, okay? Listen, Chelsea chop and change managers every 2 fucking seconds, my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, Manchester United, I think that's what's good about us as a club, is we give people chances. But I think two and a bit years and shitloads of money, 600 plus mil, is enough chances as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Erik Ten Hag has taken us into the bog of eternal stench. Let's go, Labyrinth vibes, mate. Let's go, come on. Come and have a cup of tea, meet the missus. G-Will says, we had more creativity, 21 chances missed. If we converted them, we would be near the people. Yeah, that's true, G-Wolf. Nice one there, that's true, yeah. And if I had a fanny, I'd be a woman, mate. You know what I mean? Like, and what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, okay, but we didn't. You know what I mean? We didn't. I was born a man. You know what I'm saying? And actually, my parents did think I was going to be a girl. They bought me loads of girl clothes. They thought I was going to be a girl back in the day, and apparently I was going to be called Julie. So, seriously, I'm not kidding. That's actually true. I could be sat here with even bigger set of tits, saying, hi guys, welcome to Flying looking Sal United, yeah? This is Julie. You know what I'm saying? That's what I could be saying right now, guys. So, but that didn't happen. Just like Manchester United converting those chances and winning those games didn't happen. And it is a results industry. It is a results industry. Right, anywho, so... it's just interesting that I'm actually going to get a little poll running. I think I know what the answer's going to be, but I'm not going to say for now. But, would you rather, I'm going to just say, would you rather Ten Hag, stick with Ten Hag, give it Ole Gunnar to end of the season, right? Or the other option is just Ruud van Nistelrooy, okay? Those are the options, guys. I'm going to get a little poll running in the chat, just for fun, just for shits and giggles, really, It's just to really see where we're at. But I think I know what's going to be the winner. But let's just have a little vote and see what you guys are saying. Okay, yeah, give Ruud the chance. Ten Hag's not working, not at all. Ten Hag's making Ollie great, and that's not great. Jonas, I'm with you as well. There is problems. So we have to remember that Solskjaer probably wasn't the answer to take us to the top level. And when you're actually considering maybe reappointing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think that does tell you what the current regime is doing and how bad that is. I think you're absolutely right. So, yeah. Oh, G-Wolf, what's your excuse, my son? Yeah, definitely 21, Nick P. There is going to be FIFA tonight on the gaming channel. Julie Piggy, the Flying Julie channel, absolutely, yeah. Give it to Andy Tate or Pig. He got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool, and you're a waste of time. Good night. David Moyes, you are the biggest fool in Manchester. Anyway, yeah, so it's very frustrating, though, how we've started another season pretty gastastically, and we've had so many resources, and it's just not really working out, if you ask me. I'm really not happy with the current situation. I think we do have to make a change. I think Ruud's probably the most likely to take the reins, and I would be quite happy with that. I would be happy with that, because at least it's something different. At least it's somebody else. We sort of know what Ten Hag is capable of. I've seen him making decisions, making those substitutions, picking the team, having weird decisions all over the place, like, I don't know, letting Rashford play even when he's absolutely shit, benching Rashford when he's actually been good, and stuff like that. Not giving Garnacho's the starts or whatever. Some of his substitutes and decisions and tactical decisions just seem strange to me. So for that reason, I am just done. But I don't think he's going to get sacked off anytime soon. But he probably should be. Yeah, well, you say that your absolution, okay? So people are saying, oh, what about Ruud van Nistelrooy? What about him coming into the team? Why hasn't he changed anything? He's just one aspect of the coaching team, and ultimately the final decisions are obviously going to rest with Erik Ten Hag. And however Ten Hag wants to play, however he wants to line up, that's the final decision. I personally believe that if Ten Hag left, the next manager in Man United would be foolish not to completely release the shackles and just play like Big Ange Postecoglou or Jurgen Kloppy, proper attacking vibe football. You've got to go and do that if you're the next manager of Manchester United, even if it's in an interim capacity, permanent, whatever. The next coach has to actually show the desire and the guts and the bollocks, the guts to go for it. And I'd rather lose 5-4 than 1-0, or I'd rather, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather at least go for it and get and try and show some improvements in the way we're trying to play. Thank you so much there, Gucci Wanamane. Let's be having you, my son. Thank you very much for the super chat, lad. He says, if he loses to Spurs and Porto, it's GG's, Ten Hag. Yeah. So Spurs, Porto, Villa, next few games. If he doesn't get through those fixtures with really, really good performances, decent points tally, I'm with you there. I do think that his time's up. His card's been punched, mate. If we can't actually get the points against those teams, I think it's going to be too far away from us then. If we can't get results against both the Prem teams, I think the title challenge, obviously that's not even on at all anyway, but certainly the Champions League challenge to try and get in the top 4 would be more or less really, really in doubt, and that's only after a few games. It's just an unacceptable start to the season, really, there. Thank you for that, Gucci. Appreciate you, my son. Luan France, welcome in the stream. How you doing? PR says, please God, no Ollie. Interesting. Oh, crikey. Let's have a look at this poll then. Wow, yeah, dudes. So it's actually really close. It just goes to show you, Ten Hag's just not really doing a good job at the moment. I'll just tell you right now, I thought Ten Hag would win this vote clearly. I thought he would probably get 40 or 50% of the vote. And I thought probably Ruud next, then Solskjaer last. But actually, most people, in the chat, it seems anyway, are wanting Ruud van Nistelrooy to take the job because at least it's something different and he might be good. He might actually be good. Ten Hag's kind of just got to roll the dice now. If he's going to stay, if he's the manager, he's got to roll the dice and just go for it in games. And he needs to come up with sixes in these next couple of games. Otherwise, he's off the crap table, you know what I mean? So you got to shite or get off the crapper, end of the day. And if he's not going to be capable of doing that, then sorry, you've got to flush you away, my son. There you go. But Ruud van Nistelrooy winning the poll at the moment, and I do think that that's justifiable. I would have Ruud van Nistelrooy in there as well as an option just to see how he goes in an interim capacity. What harm can it really do? And maybe he'll register himself as a player, come on the pitch, and actually we could score some bloody goals then. Because let's face it, some of these suspect signings or these players just haven't really been quite doing it for us. I'm not blaming any of the players that have come in, by the way, particularly this season. Some of the players like Dos Santos, Mount and Onana of the previous season, they're shy. But I'm not blaming any of the players that have come in at all for our recent performances. How can you? De Ligt's been good. Ugarte looks good. Mazraoui's been absolutely excellent. What a breath of fresh air Mazraoui's been. Mazraoui's been excellent. I'm not blaming any of those guys, but whatever. They're not. It's not working as a team. The coach has to do better. The coach has to come in and get this team playing well. It's a shame Unai Emery's just not available. It's a shame Villa are decent these days, basically because of Unai Emery, or certainly a large reason because of Unai Emery. And they're good now, and therefore they're in Champions Leagues and shit like that. Otherwise, if they were still shit, we could have just gone and got him, and he's exactly the sort of manager that we could do with right now. Somebody that knows just to implement fundamental changes in tactics and the way you play. I watched the Villa game the other day in the Cup. Who were they playing, guys? Again, lower league. I've forgotten who they were playing now, but I actually watched it. It was a shit game. But they still managed to win a couple of goals easy in the end. They made loads of changes in their team. Who were they playing again, guys? They made loads of changes in the team. I think they only had one or two players from their actual first team proper playing in the lineup. And I just happened to have it on, and it was a bit of a boring bastard game it was. But Villa's still done the business, why can't we do that? Wickham, yeah, that's it. Look, and people say, no, it's only Wickham, but whatever. It's Still, you got to beat the team, mate. And he made loads of changes. Ten Hag actually kept a really strong, like, first string side out for the FC Twente game because he had no faith or confidence, I guess, in his own ability to get the job done with a lesser set of players, or his squad's capability of actually being able to utilise the whole squad and make the rotationary changes and play a different sort of lineup. He did go for a strong look lineup and it backfired. In hindsight, he should have absolutely played the kids, shouldn't he? At least if we weren't able to beat FC Twente with the kids, then there's some sort of reason for it. But also, it's like we probably wouldn't have done any worse playing a whole bunch of kids. Yeah, Craig Warby, me too, lad. He says, I'm tired of hearing Erik Ten Hag waffling in interviews. I want to support him, but he does himself no favours whatsoever. Yeah, it's all just a whole bunch of waffle, isn't it? Only man for this club is Ancelotti. Now you're talking, Daz Sweets. That's another great big Don that could definitely come in and change the fortunes in a quick fashion. He's got the mentality, he's got the stature and the reputation and everything. And he's also got the ability to actually coach, which I don't think Erik Ten Hag has shown himself to be a top coach. Not in any time throughout his career, actually. Okay, he got to the semi-finals of the Champions League with Ajax. That's his best achievement in football, other than, obviously, I guess, winning the FA Cup. To be fair, I forgot about that for a second there. We did win the FA Cup, and that's awesome. But when I'm talking about, like, you know, like his results and winning Eredivisie, it doesn't really, I'm not impressed with that. That's just the same as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer winning the Norwegian League with Molde. In fact, didn't Molde win it for the first time in like 30 years or something when Solskjaer was their coach, which is more impressive in some ways. So I just don't really get it, guys, why we're still sticking with Ten Hag. Right, do us a favour, everybody. We're going to get into a Q&A in a little bit. We are on for the cheeky little FC 25 stream tonight as well on the gaming channel. Stick around for that to the end. I'll send you over there. Do us a favour as well, repost us here, guys. I'm going to shout out everyone in a minute, everyone who's reposted us on x.com, just to say thank you for shouting us out and giving us a repost. Give us a little repost if you want. Would you rather Tuchel if you sacked Erik Ten Hag over Ruud, Pig? Nah, not really. Not really. I know Tuchel's a much more experienced manager and has won some top things. He's shat it at Bayern. He's already turned us down, you know. Screw you, mate, if you're going to pie us off. You know, you had an opportunity to maybe take the job this summer. You've pied us off, mate. Screw you. Who do you think you are, you absolute ventriloquist dummy-looking melt? Guy looks like Slappy from the Goosebumps books, mate. You know what I mean? I don't want that guy as our manager, lad. Hell no. But either way, somebody else, though. Somebody else. I mean, there is other discussions about Gareth Southgate. Oh, I mean, if Man United appointed Gareth Southgate, it's just insane. Dudes, that would be awful. Yeah, no, that would be even worse in some ways. Yeah, no, definitely don't want Gareth Southgate, but apparently he is one of the favourites to take the job, which is very worrying. That would be on one of the most unbelievable things. Imagine if they sacked Ten Hag and they appointed Gareth Southgate. Couldn't get much worse. Gee whiz, I'm all right. Thanks for asking, mate. How you getting on? Thank you, Gungshi says, let's get Piggy to 200 likes, everyone. Thank you very much. Hey, we're nearly at 150. Everyone keep hitting the likes there. Cheers for that, dude. Nice one, Don Gungshi. Inzaghi, yeah, well, he could be a decent shout. I mean, Ruben Amorim's another one. Teams play good football over in Portugal. There's some other, you know, like I say, abroad managers that we could potentially go and get and take a punt on. So we just need to make a change, in my opinion. We just need to get Erik Ten Hag on, but it won't be happening for a while. I'm sorry for anybody that's still Erik Ten Hag in. That's just how I feel, and I felt like it for a little while now. And I do think we'd be better off giving it to somebody like Ruud van Nistelrooy just in the short term. Mark says Ruud is another bum. How can you say that though, Mark? He hasn't really been given a fair crack of the whip, lad. In Holland with PSV, he did very well for them in a short period of time, obviously. But okay, it is the all Dutch league friends and everything. But even so, like, come on, you don't know until you actually give these people chances. Some coaches can just like slot into a job and just do really well with not much managerial experience. Others need years and years and years to get that managerial experience. Right, we're going to get into the live chat for a Q&A here, folks, and I'm just going to go over to Twitter and shout out everyone who's given us a nice repost here. Thank you to the 8 legends that have reposted us. Appreciate that very much indeed. Aaron Homeyard, Sanjay Ramatar, Paul Warburton, Ruddy Can't Game, Larry Hasser, Kieran, Feline Fur, and Raj. Thank you so much there, Raj, lad. Still a little bit of a snotty individual tonight, me, guys, so yeah, not 100% over my little cold or whatever. man flu shite I've got at the moment. Thank you very much there, Aaron, for putting that in there, dude. Nice one. Guys, we are on live tonight as well. I'm going to pin it to the top of the live chat there over on the gaming channel. FC 25 stream is now pinned to the top. Cheers. Right, I'm going to end that poll so we can see the chat a little bit better there. It's finished with many a vote, to be honest, guys. Thanks to everyone who's voted there in the live chat. We can see we've had 162 votes. 41% of the live chat would prefer to give the reins over to Ruud van Nistelrooy. 30% of the live chat would rather stick with Erik Ten Hag. And very close, in third actually, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 28% of the vote there, guys. I mean, that's pretty clear that Erik Ten Hag is very much not that much of a popular choice to stick with the job at the moment for a lot of people. Still a third of the live chat, though. Quite a lot of people still would like to see him keep the job. Give him a bit more time, maybe he could turn it around. But I think most people now have sort of grown weary, I should say, of his words and also his sort of tactics and his selections and some of the problems that are sort of on display. It's unacceptable. Nice one, guys. Thanks for voting on that poll. Quite interesting. Ruud van Nistelrooy is the fan favourite there to be handed it, as far as I'm concerned, with 161 people voting. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's a great cross-section of society right there. Anyway, let's get into the live chat, guys. Smash the like, hit the subscribe if you're new so you can have your say and get involved in the chat. Click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss the streams. And now's the time to have your say and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed here. Ole, Ruud, Ten Hag, etc. Do have your say now. Would I take Potter? Nah, not really, mate. He's just like a bit of a Poundland James Blunt, isn't he? You know, you're beautiful, it's true. No, I don't want him, to be honest. He's good, he's decent, he's done some good things. We're good at Brighton, and he's done some decent things, but he's not proven himself enough to be given the reins as a United manager. Definitely not. I'd rather give it Ruud or Ole or someone who has an actual connection with the club. Ruud is striker coach, no one scoring, make sure his manager... what's that? Ruud is striker coach, no one scoring, sure, make him manager. Yeah, but it's not all just about that, is it? So you expect Mark Harris that a striker coach can come in and in the space of a few weeks completely transform the way that the whole team plays when he's just one part of the coaching staff. I mean, you're asking a little bit too much from Ruud, really, I think, in such a short space of time as well. No, still there's other coaches, and Ten Hag is the coach that's actually in charge of proceedings. So, you know, essentially, Ruud van Nistelrooy's just got to sort of toe the line. I actually don't really think that you can really blame Ruud van Nistelrooy at all for how we've been playing. Not at all, really. I'm starting my Save Erik Ten Hag campaign tomorrow. Oh, would you take Gareth Gates up top? Hey Rishab, what's going on there, lad? I read the funniest comment today in one of those Tot versus Man United previews. Currently, Maddison can speak better Portuguese than Bruno. Lemonhead, thank you very much for the super chat. Ten Hag or Keir Starmer, who's most embarrassing? Well, I mean, obviously Keir Starmer's an Arsenal fan, so him, mate. Obviously, you know, his substitute's most offensive part of his managing. Yeah, that does piss me off as well, lad. Well, he should have gone into the upstairs department, Mark Harris. He wasn't capable of being the first team manager for Man United, I don't think, but he would have been somebody great to have in the hierarchy of United, bringing in players, making decisions, you know, sacking off staff, bringing in better staff, stuff like that. He would have been a good person to actually oversee the running of a football club, I think, yeah. Exactly, the mustard. I'm with you there, my friend. I'm with you, really, yeah. I'm with you. We have created chances, they don't finish them. Well, that's another point as well, yeah. So a lot of chances have actually been created by this side lately. Just not going in, are they? Not going in. Not on maybe a good quality, enough quality up there, etc. But yeah, still not enough mentality to actually go and win games when we need it. We might have actually had a lot of chances in games, but doesn't really tell the whole story if you ask me. Like that Palace game, we could have been 3-0 up at half time, but we weren't. And then you've got to go on and win the game, and we didn't. So... Emery would be good for you. Yeah, he would be fantastic. They're not going to let him go. Why would he even want to go? He's got a fantastic little job there. He's got a great gig. He's built them up to be a good team in a short space of time. He's got Champions League football. He's doing well again this season. And reality is he's in a good place there with that team. And he'll be quite content, I think, to try and challenge in Europe and just like try and make a little bit of a name for Aston Villa at the moment to bring them back to the fore, you know. Because obviously they've been a good club for many years, but they've not really been tussling in Europe for a good while. Ruud will be furious about the effort so far. He looks pissed off, mate. On the sidelines, he does look pissed off. Yeah, he does. Emery's not realistic, bro. Emery's not realistic. Eddie Howe's not realistic. Zidane's not realistic. You know, this we've got to be realistic. And I think that people like Ruud, people like, potentially like Solskjaer, I guess they're more realistic, but not that realistic. Do I look Ruud Gullit? I mean, I love Ruud Gullit as a player. Ten Hag or Dwayne Johnson? Bloody hell, mate. Timo says, why the fuck did we sign 2 project strikers? You need 1 certified shooter in the squad. Bang on, lad. Bang on. That's why you should have got somebody a bit more experienced. Maybe you could have gone and got something like a Tony or something like, I don't know, an Osserman or something. It's probably unlikely, but if you're prepared to spend the money, if you can spend 80 odd mil on Anthony Dos Santos, you can spend money on these other players, I guess. But anyway, not saying we should have got those players, but somebody, yeah. You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. I thought you could. You can make a purse though, can't you? Bruno Fernandes, yeah. So he wasn't prepared to criticise Bruno at all after the game. He just said he's a great player and he'll come good. I mean, fair enough. He kind of has to say that. But Bruno has been a bit gash last few games. Last few games he's been a bit gash, and he's our captain, and he's got to step up and man up as well, definitely, yeah. But also part of me does think that the system must be a big issue for these quality players, because we know they're quality players. We know, like, if you see Bruno in a Portugal team, he's a pretty raw player for them. He's awesome for them, you know, largely, most of the time. So I think there's a systematic issue with Ten Hag's Man United, which is not helping some of these players. But obviously Bruno passing the ball like an absolute fucking amateur doesn't help. No. Yeah, fair enough. You'll give Ollie a chance, second chances. He did well before Ronaldo came. Yeah, that sort of changed everything, didn't it? We changed the emphasis. It didn't help us. It should have helped us, but it didn't. Ten Hag, terrible, 2035. We don't have the patience for Potter now. We don't. If he loses Spurs Villa, the P45 printer will fire. I have to agree with you, Mark Harris. I've got to agree spot on. I don't think he will stay much longer after that, if that's what happens. Mustard says, that's the other thing. Who in their right mind would want to work for the evil Glazer pricks? Well, for $5 million a year or whatever it is, mate. Or no, he's actually on. Is he on more than that? Isn't it like $8 million a year or something that he gets? I don't know. But whatever he's on, mate, fair enough. Glazers are wankers, though, aren't they? Yeah. Who is Manchester United's Watkins or Haaland? Precisely, we don't have one right now. I mean, for the future, you could say something like a Xerxes or Hoyland, but they're not there yet, mate. They're nowhere near there yet. Yeah, that's right, Darko Raja. Bruno Fernandes literally worth as much as that whole FC Twente team. Pretty crazy. Ineos, big distraction from the Glazers, minority of the United. Well, you know, Bruno's got to be that player. He's supposed to be that player that's like our Kevin De Bruyne. You know, he's supposed to be somebody that turns up more often than not, plays very well for you week to week, and puts in high-level performances and makes things happen. They don't have to do it every time. It's impossible for a player to do it every time. But consistency is very important, you know. Consistency is important. And, like, if you see how somebody like a De Bruyne or a Rodri or whatever is like for City, with that level of consistency week to week, that's how you do have to be for United as well. I think the standards have slipped, obviously, and we just aren't really at that level anymore, unfortunately. But we need that consistency, and we don't have it, even from sort of our good players. I mean, I think the most consistent player we've seen this season so far... I mean, what do you reckon, guys? Who's the most consistent player you've seen this season? I think Mazraoui. I think Mazraoui, to be fair to him, has been very good and very consistent. And also, Ahmad Diallo's been pretty good in terms of consistency levels. But even we've had some really great performances from some players, but then maybe the next week they play gash. So even though there's been some good performances by players, like the consistency's just not quite there. Yeah, Diego Dallo, though, he did get exposed a bit in the last game, but I guess consistency-wise, he is quite good. I don't know, Gav's highlights, who knows? I mean, who knows? I kind of like the fact that it's like more British owned now, obviously, because Sir Jim's from, like, isn't he like a Salford lad or whatever? He's the local lad and his company owns it. Obviously, it's still majority owned by the American Glazers, but you know, I kind of like that we've got some British ownership of the football club, because as much as the great investment would be from Qatar, it's like money doesn't guarantee you success. Just actually look at what we've done with Ten Hag. Huge money spent. Where's the success? Yeah, Gungshi says Mazraoui's been excellent. I think that's, yeah, Mazraoui, Diogo Dallo, Mazraoui. Yeah, great shout. Delict. Dallo's been very consistent as well, absolutely. Yeah, Garnacho. Yeah, you know, he's barely put a foot wrong. Delict. No, consistently shite. Maz and Dallo, that's it, says John Stratford. Yeah, well, fair enough, Man Uttd, but it's just because we've seen them mismanage the club for so long. They have spent money, to be fair to them, on players, but there's ways that they haven't spent money big time in the infrastructure of the football club. They haven't spent money, so it's like the shop window they spent money, but behind the scenes they've scrimped and saved and really siphoned money out of the club. So that's why we don't like him. Garnacho has been pretty good. He has. You just don't think there's anyone for the players to go try and impress. No captain or manager they want to do well for, and that can be great. That's gash, isn't it, Robbie? Yeah, that is a problem. You know, when you got old Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin sat in there in the dugout. It's not the best, is it? Oh, man, Ollie will be back. I would take it, Niels, over Ten Hag. I'm not even kidding. It's not the ideal scenario, no. But in an interim manager, temporary capacity, we could do a lot worse. Bring back Scholes for a third stint. God. Man Uttd, they treat us as cash. As cash. Yeah, that's it. The Glazers are shithouses. Oh, goodness me. Well, he does love Cristiano. Too many Dutch friends. You would give Eriksen a shout as well. He's been playing a lot. Oh, great shout, Rishab. Yeah. So, okay, he did make a mistake, which led to a goal. He was part of the team that made the mistake that led to the goal, I should say. But he did score the goal, and he's actually played really well recently. So, Eriksen, some props to him. But, yeah, still, that was a big shame that he melted like that. You would have Ruud anytime as manager. Nice one, Simon. Me too, actually, at the moment. Nice one, Paul Cube. Exactly. Bring back Scholes' third stint. Oh, you've already put that in there, lad. McTominay just got his first goal for Napoli. Go on, Scotty McTominay. Let's go. Go on, Scotty, lad. That's awesome. Yeah, I heard he had a good debut. Put the players on a win or draw wages. That would be lovely. Dutch Stone Cold. Oh, yeah, dudes. You know what's going to happen. Sancho's going to have a baller season. You just know it. Okay, guys, right. I've got to wrap this stream up. Only Ten Hag can make us look like Morgan. I've got to wrap the stream up because I've just seen the time. I was supposed to be on my gaming channel stream in like 9 minutes. So everyone, do us a favour. It's linked to the top of the live chat there, guys. Click that link at the end of the stream at the top. Go over to my champ stream, which is set up over there on the FC 25 channel there, guys. Flying Pig Gaming. Go over there at the end of this one. Hey, Kate Cadet, what's going on, you legend? That goal we conceded there was about 4 or 5 players. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It wasn't just Eriksen. It was the build-up. The fact that their lad Lammers or whatever was just able to run all the way through our team, it's an absolute joke. Yeah. Anyway, Dutch Kojak's still the best one. I disagree with that, but fair enough. Nice one, Outlaw Torn, you legend. Let's go. Yes, guys, so the stream's pinned to the top of the live chat there, guys. Go check that out. Do us the honour of hitting the likes on this video before you go. We're nearly at 169 likes. Who's going to be 169? Make sure you do leave a like before you go. Also, subscribe to the channel for more upcoming content. We're on our way to 85,000 subscribers. Please do come back after this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed. Ollie, Ruud, you know, Ten Hag, whatever. Get your thoughts and opinions in. The debate does not have to stop there. And I'll see you over in the gaming channel about 10 or 15 minutes, guys. Just going to go get set up there. I've actually got to put little P to bed as well. Mrs. P's at work on a night shift, so I've got to put when I say put little P to bed, she's 12. I'm not putting her to bed like a baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just making sure she goes to bed. So got to put her to bed, and then I'll be back on for the gaming channel stream. So see you in a little bit. Cheers, Don Gungshi. Thank you very much to all the mods like Gungshi and Aaron getting in here doing raw bits. Yes, there's the link again in the chat. Thank you all the members of the channel, people like Darko Raja, Outlaw Torn for supporting the show. Big up all the chatters, Johnny Bratchford, El Grandes, Man Uttd, Let's Be Avenue, Chappie, Mr. Leo, Daz Sweets, Gungji, Stefan, everyone in here. Big up the mods, big up the members and everybody else. See you on the gaming channel shortly. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, and the darts channel, Flying Pig Darts. Nice one, you viewed. Nice one, Kate Cadet. See you over there if you want to continue the debate, lad. But for now, this video is over. See you in a bit. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.